Hey guys, it's CarGuy11. Welcome to CarGuy11 Live, where we talk about the most exciting news from the week. And not all the news, but the ones that are most exciting to talk about. So definitely you can join in the chat and be sure to turn on notifications, subscribe and turn on notifications with the notification bell so you do get notified of these streams and you can participate. But otherwise, you can always listen to it on playback on iTunes podcasts. You can search for CarGuy11 Live and you can listen to it that way. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good night. And while we're waiting for people to get on, and before we talk about tons of little stories today, actually, let's review my last video. And it was a pretty good one for Jeep fans out there. Took the Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk off-road. I took it a few years ago, and it was a snow adventure. So this one, same trail or similar trail, same area, was a true off-road, mud, dirt, rocks, and it did very well. It was pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I really love how well-rounded this vehicle is, and it has that low-range four-wheel drive. That locking rear differential came in handy. A noticeable difference with the rear locked compared to just having the brakes grab wheels as they slip, and that lock really lets you keep the forward momentum. So especially when you're climbing hills and rocks and such, you don't want to lose momentum as you're going up, and that locking rear really really helps with that. So pretty cool. I got to try the different terrain modes as well: rock, sand, mud, and they do work and help you get through that stuff for a daily driver, comfortable on-road vehicle. It does very well, very well. So anyway, hopefully there are some Jeep fans out there, because my first story is actually about the new Jeep Gladiator. And tomorrow, April 4th, I got an email, and it's the first day to do pre-ordering of the Gladiator. And what they're offering is the launch edition, which is completely loaded and very expensive. It does include all of this: the steel front bumper, the forward-facing trail cam, which is pretty cool, the hardtop, which I think looks way better with the hardtop, heated leather seats and wrapped dash, the premium audio, blind spot monitoring, spraying bed liner, and tonneau cover, and exclusive wheels and automatic. $62,000. So yeah, pretty pricey, but then again, pickups are pricey, and they're usually discounts on pickups, but not this one because it's brand new. So I don't see this being discounted anytime soon, especially because the pent-up demand for this vehicle. Now to start, it's only going to be offered in the 6-cylinder. You can get manual or automatic, but the diesel will come probably next year as a 2021 model. So this is going to be a 2020 model year vehicle. And any of you guys excited about the pickup version of the Wrangler? It is a longer wheelbase, may get you a little bit better ride and stability, but maybe a little tougher off-road though. So, but yeah, so that is that's the big Jeep news this week. And um I also have another off-roader to talk about, and that is the 2024 Bronco, a true Jeep Wrangler competitor. What's interesting, they are calling this 2020, so it's probably going to arrive sometime mid next year, but there's no confirmation of that yet. Definitely the Gladiators beating it as far as introduction goes. But what they're saying in this article is we get a better look of the rear suspension, and it is a solid rear axle. And that's really not too much of a surprise because it is based off the Ranger. But yeah, they're able to pick out some uh so this vehicle I am pretty excited for. And also this week they have kind of got CAD drawings of the removable roof, so it will be removable roof like the Wrangler is. But yeah, so this will be an exciting vehicle when it comes out. I'm a I'm a little worried it's going to be too Wrangler like. That's one of the reasons why I didn't get the Wrangler versus the Cherokee, because I still want a good on-road ride, fuel economy, power handling, stuff like that. And the Wrangler is a little um, too skewed to the off-road side, and this is looking like it's going to be skewed to the off-road side as well. But there is going to be a Bronco 2, or Baby Bronco, as some people are calling it. So maybe a smaller version, more on-road focus. So we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. They will be both coming out within months of each other. So probably in 2020. I'm thinking it'll be a model year 2021. So we'll have to see about that. And Ford has made no announcements. They did announce that they are coming, but they haven't announced when they are coming. So, all right, we can now move on to sports car news, because I guess not many people want to talk about off-roaders. But and before we get to the sports car news, the title of the stream is car show season. Uh, this Saturday is the first Pittsburgh Cars and Coffee. So again, in my area, first one of the year. Pretty excited about that. Tell me if in your area, if there's been a Cars and Coffee yet, and which shows are you excited to go to this year? So it's looking like good weather for this weekend, so I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to get this car show, sports car season rolling. So, and Zach's here. Hey Zach, thanks for watching tonight. Is there a national seat and Cars and Coffee directory? Um, Not that I know of. And you're not sure there's one near me. There is a website though, Car Cruises Online, I believe, and that sometimes lists Cars and Coffee, sometimes doesn't. The best thing to do is just Google it for the city you're in and just say Cars and Coffee, whatever city, and it should take you to a page that will tell you all the information. But yeah, they're all different. They're all different times. The one in Pittsburgh is every other Saturday, and it's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is nice because it's not super early. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, most cities have them, and sometimes they're not called Cars and Coffee. They have different names for them. So definitely, yeah, I would recommend just trying to Google it and finding him. Always Saturday mornings, Zach asks. No, some are Sundays, and um, I think Saturday or Sunday. I don't know of any that are not on the weekend, but yeah, yeah. So Saturday or Sunday mornings. Although I think there are some that are even later in the day, but again, it's all dependent on the city you're in. So, all right. So the first sports car news this week is actually Mustang news. And this is pretty interesting. The current generation of the Mustang will reportedly stick around until 2026, which is way longer than it was supposed to. In fact, we were supposed to get a new one here in 2020, 2021. This article is saying that there will be a refresh coming up in the next year or two, but it's going to be based on the same platform and just a restyle, which I'm actually looking forward to a restyle because I'm still not thrilled with the 2018 refresh. I like the 2015 through 2017s better. And those of you that are OG subscribers, remember I had a 2015 Mustang. So I do really like Mustangs. And I had it for a week, was hit by a drunk driver, totaled a car. And that's when I went to the Corvette because that was my ultimate dream car. But I still do really like Mustangs, and I'm looking forward. I'd look, I'd look forward to the refresh because I again I still like them, and I would love for them to upgrade the transmission to a Tremec for all the model or for the GT models at least, and you know, upgrade the styling in the front. I mean, it is growing on me, but it's still not my favorite. And then what this article is also saying is the next gen Mustang in 2026 will be based on the new Explorer and Lincoln Aviator platform. And what that means, which is, it's a rear drive platform, it's going to even grow larger. And I don't like large cars. I like smaller sports cars. So I much rather have it be this size. So if I'm going to get a Mustang, I better get it before this new generation. Zach says the 2026 it'll be a pure EV. Yeah, good possibility that there's definitely going to be a hybrid version, and as you probably heard, the new Explorer and the Lincoln will come with a hybrid version. So that powertrain could definitely find its way into the Mustang, and it's no slouch though. That powertrain is like 400 some horsepower and 600 pound-feet of torque. So you know, it's not a V8, but it's going to have way more power than the V8 even. So, Applejacks is here. Who brought the beer? No beer tonight. It's a work night, but thanks for joining us, Applejacks. Glad to see you. And Import Domestic. Hey, Martin, what's up? Glad you're joining us as well. So I do have a C8 Corvette story to talk about as well. And let's bring that up. Martin says, so I heard rumors that the new C8 Corvette will be the last naturally aspirated Corvette. What do you think the next one will be, an EV? The next one would probably be a hybrid, and the base engine may be a forced induction. We're lucky that the C8, it looks like from those leaked, and last week's show, definitely watch last week's show if you missed it. We go through all the options, not all the options, but the leaked options for the C8, and it looks like the base engine will be an LT2 upgraded version of the LT1, which is a 6.2 liter V8 in the current C7, naturally aspirated. So yes, so Martin may be right. The C8 will be the last naturally aspirated. The C9 probably will be either turbo, forced induction, and or hybrid. Zach says, not the Jalopnik April Fool's C8 story. Oh, I did see that. Wasn't that the one they were saying it was going to be V6 turbo or something like that? That's always been a fear, but I think the Cadillac version, I said this last week, I think there may be a Cadillac version with the V6 twin turbo. I think it would be more acceptable to have the Cadillac version have that powertrain than the Corvette. But anyway, let me get to this week's story. And we get more pictures of the interior, and in particular, more close-up of the instrument cluster. Definitely is an upgrade. We saw last week that the dash is going from an 8-inch in the current C7 to a 12-inch here in the C8. Pretty nice setup, and it's logical. I mean, that's not too surprising that they're going to a larger digital cluster. It looks good here, and I'm sure it will be customizable. Not a lot of colors. It looks a lot of black and white, but I'm sure, I'm sure there will be. So, Autonut says, love the check engine light on. Yep. Good spot there. Yeah, these mules are, I'm sure, not running to full calibration yet. So that's probably to be expected. It does have the V8 indicator here, which to me means it will have the cylinder cut off again, the V4, because C7s say V4 when they go into cylinder deactivation mode. But other than that, the G-forces that's an optional display in the C7, so this continues that. And again, not too much new here, but Import Domestic says, I heard they're going to use the V8 platform overhead cam from Cadillac twin turbo. Yeah, I speculated that myself. I don't think it's going to be the exact engine, the Blackwing V8, but I think it'll be a larger displacement version of that engine that they're going to call something else and put it in the C8, and that will be for the Z06, I believe. So one other thing about the spy shots, I'm still not thrilled with the steering wheel. Let's see here. I don't like that downward angle. Looks kind of weird to me. And when your hands are at 9 and 3, I'm not sure if this is going to be in the way. But yeah. And then Applejack says they taped the logo on the steering wheel, but not on the tack. Yeah, good spot there. So as you can see up here, it is Corvette. It is Corvette, but they blocked it on the steering wheel. So this is not the Cadillac version. Good spot there. Zach says parts bin turn signal stock. Possibly. I don't recall seeing that one in any current GM vehicle, but that doesn't mean it's not going in one, or I just haven't seen it. But yeah, I guess that doesn't bother me too much, those kind of things. Like window switches, turn signals, that doesn't bother me, parts sharing, but definitely want a different wheel, which obviously this is, and the square top, which is going to be new. That's kind of odd. Square top and bottom. Let me see. Paddle shifters are metal this time, not plastic, as in the C7. That's a good thing. Buttons for heated steering wheel, which is new. Also, they get a shot of the electronic rear view mirror. So this is the not a mirror, this is a video feed. So that's pretty cool, and I'm sure it helps because I'm sure it's not going to be very easy to see out the back. But yeah, so that'll be a neat feature. And this is showing up in several GM vehicles right now, Camaro even, and Camaro is not easy to see out of it either. So Zach says very F1 steering wheel, right? Yep, for sure. I guess that's what they're going for, but I don't know if I love it. Hopefully it'll feel good in the hands, but I'm not guaranteeing that. So again, it's flat bottom and flat top, and then these goofy angled down spokes. So Martin says, I've heard it from a good authority that it's going to fit 2 golf clubs, 2 golf bags. Oh, good. I was worried about that. Not because I'm a big golfer, but because the classic Corvette fans love to fit their golf clubs in back. And I don't know where they're going to fit them. Probably in the front then. In the front. Or possibly there may be space behind the engine for another little slot in back. But we don't know. We don't know. HD says, welcome HD. First of all, looks like they put together a steering wheel. Looks like a put together steering wheel to me, different pieces. All this just to throw you off. That's a good point. These mules are often just that. They do things to throw you off, and or testing different new items and stuff. So it's possible, but I don't know. It seems like a steering wheel is not easily seen like outside the vehicle. So you know, I don't know how much they need to cover a steering wheel. Autonet says, yeah, the latest rumor said that it would fit in the front. Okay, the front of um the storage compartment in the front. So yeah. I think it needs to fit golf clubs for the Corvette loyalists for sure. So but anyway, yeah, that's the main stories I have this week. Zach says, with DCT, will C8 self-park? I highly doubt that. We know it is going to have more safety features. It will have the blind spot monitor, the sensors front and rear, most likely, cameras front and rear. But I really highly doubt it will have the self-parking features. We're not even sure it would have adaptive cruise control, which would would be nice, but again, all the stuff adds weight. Um, you know, current C7 doesn't have any of that. Camaro has some of that now, the blind spot, I think the 2019s even have the front collision detection, but I don't think it brakes for you, and it does not have adaptive cruise control. So I really don't think we'll see self park. Martin says, oh yeah, sorry using Siri in the front. He meant for the golf bags. And then Applejack's 360 camera would be a cool trinket eventually. Yes, especially so you avoid scratching your rims if you're parallel parking or pulling up next to a curb. That would be pretty cool. I think that is more of a possibility. Um, Zach says also the C7 windshield camera even work without PDR. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you get that option, is it constantly working or what? In the C7, you have to turn the PDR on for it to work. There are additional cameras in the front bumper for parking that turn on the 2LT and above, that turn on when you're parking, I guess, at low speed. I don't have that option, so I'm not like 100% sure. I think they turn on automatically at low speeds, but or you can hit a button to turn them on. But yeah, so there's parking cameras, and then the PDR camera is totally separate. Now the PDR does have a valet mode where it will do like a dash cam thing, and that's what you're just saying. The valet mode will record and stay recording while the vehicle's on, not while it's off. But again, I don't have that option either. But I'm pretty sure I will get that option next time, though. It was a very expensive option. It was tied to navigation in the C7. Hopefully they take that away. I don't want navigation. The Camaro actually, well, the ZL1 has the PDR as a separate option, not tied to navigation. So, and it's I think it's 1,300 for just the PDR. So it's more reasonable than I think it's 1,800 for the Corvette. Zach says I didn't want to pay for the PDR price either. Yeah. The other thing is it's only one camera, and it doesn't show the like for me. I do track, and I have multiple views, but I guess you could get the footage and put it in editing software and add like the driver or other views, So I think I would get it next time though. Zach says, "Oh, I'm getting excited for picking up my C7 at National Corvette Museum next week." Oh, awesome! That's going to be really cool. I did not do the museum delivery. And I don't know, that probably would have been cool to do. My rationale was I didn't want to drive it from there, brand new Corvette, and I've been to the Corvette museum before, but I'm sure that's going to be an awesome experience, Zach. So yeah, definitely congrats to you. Why don't you tell everybody the spec you got and what color? And yeah, that'll be exciting. Definitely share a picture next time too. So next week, wow, that's going to be really cool. So Autonaut said, yeah, he tried to talk me into the museum delivery. Martin says under 7 miles an hour. Oh, under 7 miles an hour, those cameras turn on. Okay, that's pretty cool. Torch Red Z51 with MEL. Not sure what MEL is, Zach. What level did you get? 2LT? Oh, mag suspension. Great option. Yep. Yeah, that you're gonna really like that. What a difference that makes. And what a difference after the reprogram I got last summer. That was such a great $300 or whatever it cost. It made the car very comfortable in tour mode for my cross country trip. So now the 2019 will have all those updates already, so you're all set for there, and you're getting the 2LT, so that's awesome. You have all that, the front cameras, parking cameras, and the rear camera. You got the heads up display. I have a 1LT, so I don't have any of that. So that's pretty cool. I'm kind of jealous. My next one will also be a higher level trim, for sure. Yeah, I was trying to save costs. It is an expensive jump for the 2LT, but I think at this point, at least, it's worth it. I mean, especially if you're going to be taking it, long trips, or it's just there's some niceties there that I would have liked to have. So Zach says 3LT didn't make enough sense. I agree with you there. Yeah, there's nothing in 3LT that I want. It includes the navigation, and then it also has the leather wrap dash instead of the vinyl wrap. So big deal. I mean, you do get some additional color and trim options, but there's also that new the roof that has the diamond stitch pattern. So, and there's a couple other things. So, I mean, it's just, yeah, it really doesn't make sense unless you want, all those little details. Autonut says, Zach, what made you pick Z51 over Grand Sport? And Zach says, just a little too wide for me. HD says, I like the curves of the Grand Sport. I actually like the curves of the base, like this is Stingray. So you see more of that Coke bottle shape without all those side rails and the front splitter, stuff like that. The Grand Sport and the Z06 are more angular. So, yep, just depends what you like. I mean, both look great. It's just Grand Sport and Z06 look way more aggressive. It's just the Stingray has that more curved body lines and stuff like that. It's a little different. Zach says the extra air on the GS is a bit much for me. Not going to need the track help. And then Autonaut says, yeah, bad thing of Grand Sport is dumb plastic extensions on the front fenders. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's unfortunate. The Grand Sport and Z06 have it. The ZR1, they did fix that so that the the fenders are wider and don't have those little plastic rubber moldings on there. So I agree with you there. Martin says, actually, the only part is going to be shared between C7 and C8 is the windshield. That's surprising that the windshield's going to be shared. That's really surprising. Now, way back, I did hear that the C8 is actually an evolution of the C7 platform. And the C7 originally was meant to be mid-engine. So, yeah, so maybe they did, take that cockpit anyway, and then, added the rear engine in the front. So, Audina says, why'd they stop there? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's the first I heard of that. HD says, I think the Stingray has more chiseled lines. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm talking about is like the doors, like how they're like kind of rounded and that they bend back in at the bottom. Like when you have the side rails, it really widens that back out, so you don't see that Coke bottle shape anymore. But yeah. So anyway, I think we're gonna end things here. We're a little long, but definitely again, comment below if you have additional thoughts on our stories this week. Not a ton of news, but just a lot of little ones. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And be sure to stay tuned for next week's same time, same place, Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss it. All right, guys, have a good week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.